Hey guys, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld, and today we're going to take a look at another one of the best weapons in BF Hardline, the K10. I think most people would agree that this is clearly the best PDW in the game, but I think it's not quite as clear whether this gun is actually one of the best weapons in the game overall. The K10 is practically an insta-kill in close quarters, but at long range it's pretty ineffective and it sort of suffers from the same drawbacks of a shotgun. Even so, it definitely is a popular gun though, so let's take a look at its stats and see if we can't figure out why so many people like it so much. The K10 fires at a ridiculous 1200 RPM and deals 34 damage out to 10 meters, which drops off to 12 damage at 30 meters. This gives it the lowest time to kill of any weapon in the game by far, beating out even the MP5K by 41 milliseconds at point blank range. A difference like this is pretty irrelevant, but the difference between the K10 and the MP5K is that it holds onto its damage for a bit longer, and out to around 15 to 20 meters it still has a respectable time to kill. By the time you get out to 25 to 30 meters though, it's lost a lot of its punch and just about every other automatic weapon in the game has started to catch up or overtake it. At longer ranges, the K10 also isn't particularly effective for other reasons, with a standing ADS of 0.4, a capacity of only 26 rounds, and a very slow muzzle velocity of 310 meters per second. It more than makes up for this in close quarters though, with a moving ADS of 0.8, a hipfire spread of 1, and a super fast reload time of 2.25 seconds empty, and 1.5 seconds with a bullet still in the chamber. This is a really good example of powerful stats that are balanced out by some pretty dramatic weaknesses, and this is probably a big part of the reason I didn't fall in love with this gun. It is statistically the best PDW in the category, and I guess there's really not a lot to complain about, but these stats only count when you're in close range, and there's still a lot of mid-range gunfights in Hardline. Now, bearing all of this in mind, is this gun actually overpowered like a lot of people have been saying? Well, honestly, I don't think it is. Like I said before, by the time you get out to mid-range, the damage of this gun has dropped off so much that pretty much anything other than a PDW is going to be more effective. If you're the kind of player who likes to run and gun though, well sure, this gun will cut through people like butter, but so will a bunch of other guns. Reaction time and good positioning is far more important than time to kill in close quarters, but I will admit that theoretically the K10 does have a slight advantage over everything else. The other big issue with the K10 is that it burns through ammo like it isn't even there, and as you only have 26 rounds, you'll struggle to take out more than one guy per mag. For this reason, you're going to find yourself sticking to cover to change mags, which fortunately won't be too long considering how fast this gun reloads. The thing is though, even with these negatives, the K10 is probably still the best weapon in the category, and that just goes to show that the PDWs are still underpowered in this style of game. Battlefield has always been a franchise that focuses on mid to long range gunfights, and just like in the real world, assault rifles and carbines are starting to make submachine guns obsolete. Now, as for attachments, well, as always, I prefer to run with the EOTech Holo sight, and I think the laser sight and suppressor are also pretty good matches for this gun. The suppressor will nerf the already bad muzzle velocity again, but I've always been of the opinion that if you're gonna nerf anything, you're better off nerfing a bad stat than a good one. As for the laser sight, well, it's not really essential on a PDW, but it is probably the best attachment you have to choose from considering extended mags aren't an option. Also, bear in mind there aren't any grips available for the K10, so if you do want to run with one of the recoil compensation attachments, you won't be able to use one of these to compensate for any nerfs. All in all though, like I said, the K10 is a decent PDW, but it's just not a terribly effective all-round weapon compared to most assault rifles. Once again, I think the mechanics should have been given the carbines like in BF3, but I guess the class has been given the revolvers and some pretty powerful gadgets, so it all kind of balances out. If you're looking for a decent close range gun for blood money or hotwire, then definitely give this weapon a try, but as far as the other game modes go, I'd probably steer clear of the K10. Hopefully they'll rebalance all of the PDWs soon so that the mechanic actually has some decent long range options, because it seems to me a quirky weapon like this probably shouldn't be the best PDW in the category. But anyway guys, let me know what you think about the K10 in the comment section below, and as always, if you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also check out the links in the description below if you want to see more of my videos, or if you'd like to support my channel on Patreon, and until next time, see you later and have a good one.